All right, welcome everyone to another deep dive. Today we're all about unlocking success.
That's right.
And we've got these awesome excerpts from Principles for Achieving Success. They're going to help us guide our conversation today. So yeah, forget about the get-rich-quick schemes.
Right.
This deep dive is all about those principles that stand the test of time.
Exactly.
And the ones you can actually use in your own life. Think about it. Even those small, consistent steps,
yeah.
they can build up to some really big achievements down the line.
Oh, for sure.
Which brings us to principle number 1. Consistency is key.
It's really interesting how much the book emphasizes that consistent effort, over time. And
Right.
it's not about burning yourself out with these huge bursts of energy, but it's more about building something really substantial, brick by brick.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, day after day. In fact, they actually cite a study, this is amazing, where researchers tracked the habits of these high achievers
Oh, wow.
over a decade.
Wow.
And guess what they found? The ones who consistently put in even just a little bit of time each day toward their goals,
Yeah.
they ended up doing so much better than those who were just all over the place, just
Yeah.
doing these sporadic bursts of effort.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Think about your own goals for a second.
Sure.
What's one small habit that you can commit to doing every single day
Yeah.
that would actually move you closer to those goals?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything huge.
Yeah.
But remember, even those tiny steps, if you do them consistently, they can make a really huge difference.
Absolutely. And that's actually a really great point because those small wins, when you do them consistently, they really build momentum.
They do.
The book calls it the compound effect. It's kind of like investing a small amount of money regularly.
Hmm.
Over time, with those contributions and with that compounding, you end up with a really significant return.
That's a great way to put it. It makes total sense.
Yeah.
Now, this is where things get really interesting. Principle number 2, the growth mindset. It's not just about working hard.
Right.
It's about how you actually approach those challenges that you face along the way.
Absolutely. And the book tells a really inspiring story about James Dyson,
Okay.
the inventor of that Dyson vacuum cleaner.
I do.
Did you know that he created over 5,000 prototypes before he got it right?
No way.
Yeah, 5,000.
So each one of those was technically a failure, but he didn't see them that way.
Right.
He saw each one as a chance to learn and make it better.
Yeah.
And that is the core of a growth mindset.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that story because it really reminds us that, those setbacks, they're going to happen.
They are.
It's inevitable,
Yeah,
but it's our attitude towards them
exactly.
that really determines whether we succeed or not.
A growth mindset encourages you to kind of embrace those challenges,
Yeah.
learn from the mistakes, and become more resilient in the face of all that adversity.
Okay, so how about principle number 3?
Let's hear it. Discipline and focus. All right, I'll admit, this is the one I really struggle with sometimes.
I feel it.
I feel like there are just so many distractions,
So many.
How does the book suggest we actually cultivate discipline?
It's so true, and you're not alone.
Yeah.
The book has a bunch of practical strategies to help you develop that discipline.
Okay.
One that really stands out is this thing called the Eisenhower Matrix. Have you heard of this?
I think so.
It helps you prioritize tasks based on how urgent and important they are.
Okay.
So it's about focusing on the things that really matter and learning to say no
Right.
to all those distractions. The author also talks a lot about how important it is to create a distraction-free environment.
Interesting. So instead of constantly battling distractions, you're saying we should actually set up systems that minimize those distractions in the first place.
Precisely.
Okay.
It's about creating an environment that actually supports your goals and gets rid of all that unnecessary stuff.
Makes sense. Okay. Principle number 4, building strong relationships. As the book says, success is rarely achieved alone.
So true.
Think about someone who's been really important to you in your own journey.
Mm-hmm.
And how has their support embodied these principles that we're talking about?
That's a great question. And the book actually shares this really inspiring story. It's about Oprah Winfrey
Oh, wow.
and her mentor, Maya Angelou.
Okay.
Annalie gave Winfrey so much guidance, encouragement, and support, really helped her navigate the challenges of her career. And this just highlights how valuable it is to have mentors in your life, people who believe in you and can offer a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
And it also just underscores how important it is to build that network of peers who challenge you and inspire you.
It's so true. Having a supportive network can really make a difference, especially when things get tough.
Absolutely. And the book goes on to emphasize the importance of diversity within that network.
Interesting.
Surrounding yourself with people from different backgrounds and different perspectives, it opens you up to new ideas and new ways of thinking.
Okay, are you ready for the final principle?
Hit me with it.
Okay, it's time to step outside that comfort zone. But don't worry, we're talking calculated risks.
Calculated risks.
Yes.
This is something that involves careful assessment and planning.
Right.
It's not about just jumping into the unknown all willy-nilly.
Yeah.
The book gives the example of starting a business.
Okay.
You wouldn't just quit your job on a whim and dive right in.
Right.
Instead, you would research your market, come up with a solid business plan, make sure you've got the funding, and then take that leap.
So it's about having the courage to go after opportunities.
Yes.
But also taking the time to think about those potential downsides and plan accordingly.
Exactly. It's about making those informed decisions and having the resilience to get through those setbacks. Because let's face it, even with calculated risks, they're going to happen.
They will.
Yeah.
So there you have it. 5 key principles from Principles for Achieving Success.
Right.
Consistency, growth mindset, discipline, strong relationships, and calculated risks.
Powerful stuff.
And they all work together, you know.
Me too.
They
Yeah.
create this really powerful path forward.
Yeah, they really do.
So as you continue exploring principles for achieving success on your own, think about this.
Okay.
How can you actually put these ideas into practice in your own life?
That's a great question. What small step are you going to take today to start building that snowball of success? Keep that momentum going.
What a great question to end on. And remember, success, it's a journey, not a destination. And with these principles in your toolbox, you're well on your way. Until next time, keep diving deep, everyone.
Keep